I'm going to do a simple Hello World program with the ESP32S3 stamp in the M5Stack M5Dial. Simple example, but not maybe the simplest possible, but simple in that it will be actually usable when you're done. In Visual Studio Code, with the Platform IO plugin installed, you will go and make a new project. I'm going to call this Almost Simplest Hello World. And in the board, I'm going to type M5Stack something and find the M5 stamp S3 and start with the framework of Arduino default location. As soon as I click finish, it's going to come up with the framework of a basic project, which is missing some stuff, which I will copy and paste in here. But theoretically, this should work, at least build right off the bat. It does. I know things have worked. If I flash this to my dial, I think I would get nothing. First thing to do with this template is remove this my function example in here, remove the comment in loop, remove the function in setup, remove that. Good place to start. Blank. This should still build. It does absolutely nothing, but it will build. Let's put in some stuff that we really need here into Platform IO. This is the file that tells it how to build stuff. I always lock it to this exact version of the Espressif framework. This line is correct, I verify, and that line is correct. I found that I have to go to these platform packages. All of these have been hard-fought battles to make this thing compile. This line I found is necessary because either USB support wasn't there or something else. And then also you need these dependencies, the M5Dial, M5 Unified, and the TFT stuff for sprite things, which I'll show you in a minute. Now if I'm okay still, this should actually still build. It's going to download all my missing packages and install. It's actually missing some stuff in main and it's not happy. Theoretically it should be fine, but it's not. There are some more includes that I need to put in here, which I'm going to put in right now, copying and pasting from my buffer on the side. Along with the Arduino include, you also need these things. I'm not even exactly sure why. Let's see if that builds. Yep, that built and that's all happy. So with that minimum stuff, all the dependencies it needs are there, everything's good, it will build. But let's make it actually do something. So I always include these sprite libraries, which give you much better performance on the graphics on this dial. Basically, instead of writing a line by line, a circle by circle, or whatever, you write the whole screen and then you flip that screen into existence. So I'm going to copy and paste those two lines. The next is to copy and paste some very basic stuff you need for the M5Dial. Which are those two lines. This indicates enable encoder, enable RFID. We do want the encoder for things we're not using RFID. So if I just hover over this, it tells me what this stuff means. I always initialize the USB serial as well, so I can get some debug information. And then here's some other boilerplate code I'm going to drop in here and then explain it. So I'm writing to the sprite again. I'm not going to write to the screen directly, but to a buffer that it will flip onto the screen. I create the sprite, which is the size of the screen, which is 240 pixels by 240 pixels. Fill it with a color. Set the font, which I need to go back and fix. Text color, some sample text, and then take this sprite that I made and push it to the screen. Let's start off with just forget that line for now. So even if I build this, it will work. Now for kicks, let's go and upload this to our dial. If I click on this symbol here at the bottom, what is my port that my M5Dial is connected to? I'll select that and it'll look something like this. Different on Windows, but something similar. Don't pick anything that says Bluetooth or whatever, you just want some basics here. And then I click the upload. It will build whatever it needs to and then upload. And then when it's done building, I'll see some text on my screen. It worked. I have the word test. From this point, let's make it do something a little bit more interesting anyway. All of the business really gets done in a function called loop when you're using the Arduino way of doing things. In loop, I'm going to initialize a couple of variables. And because these are static, that means initialize them once and use them forever. The next line you need is to tell the dial to update its internal variables. If you don't do this, things like your encoder won't work. You'll get weird behavior. Not good. Don't forget that line. Then I'm going to dump in a bunch of magic, but I'll explain what I'm doing here. I missed a line from my copy and paste. In this line here, I get the current time. I'm comparing the time against the time I saved last time. I only wanted to do this every half a second. There's no need to do this constantly in the loop. The numbers would go crazy. And you're taking up all your processing time. So I'm saying come back here every 500 milliseconds, do all this business. Add the number, clear the sprite, fill the sprite. Text datum says how will this text be aligned? TC means centered datum. Center it on that line. Then I make a buffer in order to write stuff. This is a simple printf like you would normally do in C, except I'm printing it to a buffer. I made an arbitrary buffer of 100 characters, and when I write my sprite, I'm going to just push it all in one piece to the screen like that. And let's do an upload there. It's a very small program. It should go very quickly. And then when it's all done, I see test for a brief second, and then there we go. It is counting on my screen. Very, very tiny, but that's the general idea. Do some magic and put in my font here. I have fonts that I use in every one of my projects. I just keep reusing them. I'm going to make a folder here called fonts. And in there, I'm going to drop in my ASAP font, which I use in a bunch of other projects here. I'll have to do another video perhaps of how do you do fonts. I don't need these two lines, but in there that should be all I need. That should be a .h file. I'm going to rename. There we go. Now in this thing, I'm going to say do an include asap.h. Because it's in quotes, this is something from my project, not from the library. And then I'm going to go back and unrem this line here. Remember where I said asap font 48? Well, if I go and say look at the definition, it's going to go to what that is, which is a bunch of binary data in an array. And I have asap font 48. I've got 60, 80, 24, 36 different sizes in there. I haven't found a way to scale fonts in here. I seem to just have to make it of the size that I want. So let's go again. Building. It's flashing. Now when it comes up, I'll have a font that I can actually read. Well, from across the room in this case. So the idea is take this basic framework, do your own hello world, make sure it works, play around with it, make some changes, and then go conquer the world. Thanks for watching.